Hey guys, welcome back to Minecraft The Lost Journals. Today, we're going to be reading chapter 19, which is titled The Wrong Way. Starts on page 177 and goes to page 184. If you guys have enjoyed this novel so far, make sure you hit that subscribe button for more Minecraft The Lost Journals. Without further ado, chapter 19. Allison woke up when Freya poked her gently in her good arm. She winced. Her other arm felt like dead flesh hanging from her body. She poked at her wrist, her elbow, and then her upper arm. She missed the pain. That had at least meant it was alive. This numb feeling was worse. Well, you woke up easily enough, Freya said. How are you doing? Allison tried to shrug, but only one shoulder responded. Freya bent down and examined Allison's arm, her face doing a terrible job of hiding her worry. Allison felt nothing when Freya explored the wound, whipping it clean with a cloth. This doesn't look good. We need to find some milk, now. But what about Nicholas? Allison said, struggling to her feet. She looked around and realized that it was only the two of them. Wait, where's Max? I assume he's looking for milk, Freya said, going through Allison's pack and moving some of the heavier things to her own. We took a quick nap, but when I woke up, she was gone. She frowned and sat back. Maybe he thought we were dead weight. Maybe he went ahead without us. Maybe he got eaten in the night. I don't know. Allison squinted at the girl and realized she was angry with herself for letting Max get away. She looked around at the unfamiliar landscape. They left the lava lake and Max's makeshift bridge behind. I don't even know what direction to go in now, she said. Did he take your wolf too? Freya sighed. I don't know that either. Bunny Biter sometimes wanders off, but she always comes back. I don't think she would have left with Max, but maybe she wanted to protect him. I just don't know. She pursed she she pursed her lips like she hated saying those words. Allison put her own pack, thankfully lighter now, over her good shoulder. Let's head off that way, she said, pointing. Maybe we'll find Nicholas or Max or your wolf or friendly stranger with some milk. Sitting around here won't do us any good regardless. Freya focused on her at last. I figured you'd be more upset about everything. Allison smiled sadly. There's not much left to lose. Sitting around won't help us find anything. If we move, we have a chance. Just keep your bow ready. I can't help out with fighting any more. She winced, but was grateful that her shoulder still had enough nerves to cause pain. Let's go. Freya took one more look at the horizon, and then they headed off to the next destination on the map. Max wasn't aware of how much time had passed. He had been focused entirely on finding the milk for Allison, but multiple distractions had bothered him. First, he realized that he could return to Nicholas's house, so long as he didn't look at the Endermen, and so long as he kept away from their wither skeletons. There were a lot of fewer enemies now. The girls had taken care of most of them. He kept his head firmly focused on the ground as he took the bridge back over the lava, supplementing the holes with netherrack he'd taken from the hillside. He heard the skeletons clacking in their shadowy hideout by the remains of the glass prison, but didn't get close enough for them to take interest. He saw a wispy black form here and there walking, but didn't look at it. He climbed the tree house carefully, still looking down, and then pushed open the door. Looking the other way, while he did so, nothing happened. He walked inside the house, trying to see out the corner of his eye if any mobs were wanting to pounce. But the house looked clean. The upper level looked to have a living area with a table and chair, some books and bookcases, and some chests with very little inside, mainly wood and some coal. Max made a few torches and ventured down the back stairs to a workspace on the back of the house. Nicholas liked basements. He had filled this one like the cabin in the woods, with a few workbenches, a brewing stand, and an enchanting table. Bookcases lined the walls, interrupted occasionally by chests. Max chose a chest at random and opened it. So many beautiful weapons were inside, diamond and gold weapons glittering and urging him to take them. He had to go and tell Allison and Freya. This was too good. Alongside the weapons was a set of simple leather armor, folded neatly and looking as if someone had placed it there quite by accident and would be back for it. I had to specially it had to be especially enchanted with all the supplies his uncle had here. There was no way he would waste time enchanting leather armor unless he meant to put a really special enchantment on it that no one would guess. Max dropped the diamond armor Allison had made for him, donned his uncle's leather armor, and went rummaging through the rest of the stuff. He didn't find anything else worthwhile, but right before he left the room, he spotted two books behind an enchanting table. He snagged them and saw there were more journals, leather covers, feeling newer, less handled than the journal he now carried. Nicholas must have left them behind by accident when he'd vacated the house in a hurry. Max ran his fingers over the cover, identical to the other journal, with a circle surrounding the two dots, and opened it. Inside it says, I know he watches me while I'm enchanting items, and I know his mother doesn't know. I've seen the boy follow me. He is so he is so sure of his stealth. I would laugh, except he would know I had uncovered his secret. The feelings are complex when I sense his presence at the window. My heart smells with pride when I think that perhaps he wants to follow in my footsteps as an enchanter, and not the rest of the family legacy as architects. But he will have seen my mistakes, so many of them, and then I wonder what he must think of me. I know what his parents think. Rose has told me, time and time again, not to encourage any interest that he may show to my hobbies. As she calls them, they want me to do nothing more than show him the skills I have as an architect and leave him to a life of boredom. But they don't but they haven't seen the boy build yet. He lacks the family skill. Oh, he's competent enough. He can build a sturdy wall, floor, or bridge, but the boy has no vision when it comes to architecture. His houses will keep people warm, but their visual appeal will be negligent. But enchanting, his eyes light up when he thinks he's seeing a magical item, and his hands visibly itch. He's so eager to get a hold of the item. I've seen him pore over books, not understanding half of what he was reading, but being enchanted by all of it. Next week, I plan on telling Max I know he's been spying, and I will train him in secret. With his enthusiasm and my tough league, he may become the best enchanter this world has ever known. If we are careful, Rose need never know. I can't even read my previous entries as I know they drip with pride and confidence. This failing of mine, this pursuit of such a dangerous vacation, has killed my nephew, and it is more daunting that I knew he was watching me work, that I didn't stop him, or at least let him watch where I could see him and we could talk about the dangers of enchanting. He broke into my cabin and took a helm I had attempted to enchant with a water breathing spell, but had failed. His complete faith in his uncle had him drown, and when I heard, I ran my sister's cries of anguish behind me that I had killed her boy. I had such dreams for him. Having no child of my own, I had wanted to give my nephew my world, my legacy, my knowledge. I had hoped to take him with me to the nether and show him it isn't the hellscape of a legend, that it can be a fascinating place to visit. Now I exile myself there alone, with nothing left in this world but pain. Max could read no more through the tears in his eyes. He hadn't known this about his uncle, Nicholas. Knew he was a terrible enchanter, but he knew Max watched him. He had wanted to train him. Max's face had flamed hot when he read about his average building skills. He had tried to get more innovative, but had never really risen to his parents' expectations. But Nicholas had never cared. He shook his head and took a deep breath. He tossed the journal he just found in his pack and opened the second one, which contained fewer personal entries and more recipes. He lost himself in the pages of Nicholas's plans for testing other enchantments. His uncle had thought he could make flame retardant clothing in order to allow people to visit the Nether and be safe. He wanted to calm Endermen so that humans could visit their villages and hold peace talks. He planned to give Max a saddle for his birthday that would allow him to tame any riding beast. His enchantment ideas went on and on, from the completely mundane but useful, like a window that was black on the side and clear on the other so that a creeper or skeleton couldn't post themselves at your window and watch you, to giving you outrageously ability to fly over the overworld, never take falling damage, never encounter a monster, and always find whatever vein of metal you needed for your projects. Max chuckled, wiping some stray tears from his cheeks. Nicholas always had the strangest ideas. Another excerpt from the journal. I am exiled. I've made a new home here in the Nether. I found another young person who may have looked up to me, but I abandoned her. I can't be the cause of another child's death. She reminded me so much of Max that I had to leave. I have tried architecture here, building a grand treehouse, much like I had in the overworld. It immediately became infested with mobs. I can hear Boots laughing at me now. She's telling me she's safe and happy, and I'm a fool for coming back here. I'm leaving the new place and searching for an existing fortress to capture my own. Someday I may find my home in the in the end, but for now I only want to find a safe place to lay my head, and this is not it. He's not going to the end, Max said softly. He's looking for a home here. He sat down on the floor, the armor digging into his back, and Allie, forgotten, red feather. That wraps up chapter 19. I hope that you guys enjoyed. And if you did, hit that like button, and I will see you next time.